Okay, so we are glad to start our new session on deep learning for computer vision. We are going to have a practical hands-on discussion and implementation of deep learning concepts. We are going to make use of Python programming, concepts of machine learning, and we are going to implement deep learning so that we can make out end-to-end industrial products using the concept of deep learning. Deep learning is a very important domain of artificial intelligence. Using artificial intelligence, you can make a machine intelligent. The machine can decide on its own. It can perform a lot of actions. And using those actions, you can grab a lot of output. Okay. So given the data, we are going to analyze the data. We are going to extract knowledge out of it. Using the knowledge, we are going to represent knowledge with mathematical equations. These equations will be integrated into a software, and then your software will become an artificial intelligence software. Deep learning for computer vision deals with data which is of media format. This media could be an image media, it could be a video media, and we have to perform a lot of analysis on images and videos specifically. Okay. But to get an idea, we are going to deal with multiple kind of data. We are going to have Data Science Studio as a platform to perform analysis of images and analysis of videos. And we are going to write a lot of Python scripts as well so that we extract every individual feature out. And we are going to explore a lot of libraries also, libraries available in Python, as well as libraries available from various institutions like AWS, libraries available from Microsoft Azure. We are going to use a lot of them, and we are going to make end-to-end products. Okay. So let's go ahead. Before that, I would like to take you to our platform, which is Trello. This Trello platform is used in order to communicate among the team. So consider we all are the team members as of now, and we are going to have a list known as deep learning here under this card. I'm going to send an invitation to all of you. So here we have deep learning for computer vision, wherein I have got a few names: Sashank, Mangal, Keshav Kumar, Vaav, Kashyap, and a few more names I'm going to add on. So I will be having the names. Can you guys quickly push in your names on the chat? If you guys can quickly push your names on chat, I'm going to add a card for you. Yeah. So I have Suman, Sagar Namdev, Roshan, Shlok Srivastav. And there was one girl along with Suman, I believe. तो सुमन आपके जो टीम मेंबर्स हैं एक बार उनके नाम हाँ सबके लिख दीजिएगा. Yeah. So Roshan, do you belong to team? So all the students from Oriental group, just quickly name them. I'm just confirming Oriental से कौन-कौन से बच्चे हैं. Sagar Namdev, you are from Oriental. Then we have Suman Kumar, Shlok.
Yes, sir.
You are from Oriental.
Yes, sir, Oriental.
Okay. Then I have Shashank Mangal. Shashank Mangal, I know. Shubham. Shubham, you are from Oriental. Shubham Chaudhary. Then I have Roshan. Roshan, you are from which college?
Sir, I am from Bangalore.
You're from Bangalore. Okay. Yeah. And I have Chetan connected as well. Chetan, if you can hear me, I think you are not connected with audio. I think Chetan is connected with audio now. So Chetan, you are from which college?
I'm a working professional.
You're a working professional. Okay, great. And you're from which location?
Bangalore.
You're from Bangalore as well. Okay. Then I have Triveni Shrivhare. Okay. So I would like to make the cards for all the participants, those who are our long-term students. So let me just quickly add the cards. And I think I have got a few more people, those who have connected to Facebook event. I think Chetan and Roshan are from that part. So Roshan and Chetan, I'll speak to you post session so as to let you know when we have to start and how we are going to manage it.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Is it fine now?
Yeah.
Just give me a moment. And I need to create many people. Right. So, I have created cards for you. I'm going to send an invitation to all the participants just to give you a why we use Trello. So this Trello platform is to maintain agility during our training program. So whatever we are going to conduct during this training, whatever course, whatever content we are going to deliver, we are going to keep a record of all the sessions here in this Trello card so that you can access it anytime, anywhere.
Sir, you have not added my name.
Roshan, I'll speak to you. You need to be muted because actually you are here for the workshop, I think. So,
Okay.
the long-term course which we started yesterday. So, all
Okay.
those whose names are registered here, they are our long-term registered participants, paid participants.
Okay.
Yeah. So since this is the first session, I have added, I have made this session public so that a few more people will be able to join in and they'll be able to understand how we are going to conduct this training for deep learning. So the cards are only maintained for the people, those who are registered with us as of now. So guys, so now here, there under the list deep learning computer vision, you all are going to get access. I'm going to send an invitation on your email for all the students. Those cards are maintained over here. Now in every card, the first thing we have is we have a mentor notes and video card available here. Under mentor notes and video card, what we are going to have, we are going to have, so all the topics, all the notes and videos which we are going to discuss during this training program will be available under mentor notes and videos. Okay. Now here, as far as today's session is concerned, deep learning for computer vision. We are starting this topic today, wherein we are going to have an introduction to agile software development, so that you all will get to know how we are going to make use of agility in order to develop deep learning products, as well as how we are going to use agility in order to have a connected training for this complete session from 7th September to 27th October. Post that, post introduction to agility, software development and training, we are going to get started with concepts of deep learning and how deep learning is make use of the concepts of data science, analysis, and machine learning. We are going to have a quick discussion on it. Then we'll proceed towards computer vision, and we are going to perform a lot of practical implementations of computer vision. Okay. We'll be using a lot of libraries inclusive of OpenCV and various other libraries, various other frameworks like TensorFlow, Keras, and we will be taking up a lot of case studies depending on healthcare products, along with products for oil and gas industry, products for various other industries inclusive of crime detection, fraud detection, advanced image analysis. And I'm going to show you certain kind of products, what exactly we are doing in with this particular part. So we'll discuss that. So this is going to be the overall objective. And the content which we are going to cover during this course, I would like to quickly update that here. So this is going to be the topics which we are going to cover during the session. Deep learning, the vision, using CNN and RNN. Okay, and I'm going to share the link to all of you, what we will be covering during this program. So I'm sending a chat message to all of you. Okay, is that clear? I think you all are able to open this portable document format. So this is what we are going to cover during this program. Yes, starting with deep learning with convolutional neural network and recurrent neural network for computer vision, wherein we are going to build practical applications of computer vision using OpenCV library in Python. So during this course, we are going to discuss different phases of computer vision, which includes image, object detection, tracking, motion analysis, and their applications with real-time cases. Now, me being the mentor for this training, my name is Devanshu Shukla, and I would like to quickly explore different things which we are going to discuss. So we start with an introduction to computer vision, followed by setting up OpenCV from scratch using Python. As soon as we progress further, in the next session, we are going to discuss specialized image processing and segmentation and how images are stored and processed by a computer. We are going to have this. So this training will involve pattern recognition, image tagging using OpenCV library. You are also going to perform image labeling and a lot of other stuff. Then once you are done with that, you're going to perform object detection, video storage and interpretation, and human detection using OpenCV library. So this is what we will be doing it in the first part. And then we'll proceed towards tracking and motion in great details. So this will also discuss, this course includes complex deep learning models with CNN and RNN. And I would like to quickly give you an example of what kind of CNN and RNN you will be implementing in. So we'll be dealing with a data science studio wherein we are going to implement practical products. And here I would like to move to devanshushukla.in. So over the server, I think I need to check back with my server. Okay, I'll get back to you with this. With the server, I think the server has been off at the moment. So I'll show you what kind of product we are going to make using deep learning here. Okay, I'll show you that. I'll come to that point again. So you're going to create complex deep learning models with CNN and RNN. And finally, what we are going to do, we are going to make use of various different healthcare products, inclusive of brain tumor prediction. We are taking various others on building damage predictions and a lot other case studies we are going to take up. So just to give you an overall idea about what you guys will be learning, you guys will able, after this all application and intelligent automation systems, post that you guys will be able to discover various deep learning techniques which are used to build computer vision applications, as well as you're going to be compatible with various libraries inclusive of NumPy, inclusive of various machine learning libraries like sklearn, TensorFlow, Keras, OpenCV, and various other. And you will be able to implement practical products, which includes the concept of face detection, recognition, handwriting recognition, object detection, tracking, and motion analysis. So this is what we are going to cover. Then we have 6 modules in the course. The first one is AI and computer vision. So second one is dealing with OpenCV library and working with images and videos. Third, you will be proceeding with deep learning concepts, wherein you will be performing image captioning, generative models, video analysis, how to use neural networks with video analysis, then the advanced neural networks like convolutional neural networks and recurrent neural networks. This is what you guys are going to learn. Followed by, we are going to proceed towards manipulation and segmentation of images and then we'll proceed towards object detection, recognition, wherein you are going to have various depth about feature matching and a lot more stuff. And finally, you're going to use all of these to go for object tracking. You're going to have various challenges of object tracking, which you are going to define, and you will be able to work out on object classification and various different tracking methods. So this is going to be an overall course, which we will be covering during this 2 months program, which is available on weekends from Saturday, Sunday. This is the timing. So we will be organizing it from 7th September till 26th October at the time 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And this will be organized on weekends on Saturday and Sunday only. Okay. I hope this is clear. So till now, is my voice audible to everyone? Is that clear? Okay, great. So guys, now first thing, I would like to take you to Trello. Now, what is this Trello? I'm going to give you a link to this Trello card. As well as over chat, I am sending this invitation link to all of you. Okay, guys. So here is the invitation link. You all can quickly open this invitation link. When you open a link, it will ask you to sign up. Once you sign up with your email ID and a password, you will be taken to the board. Okay, and you will be able to access this private board wherein all the resources and all the topics which we are going to discuss will be available over here. Okay. So deep learning with CNN and RNN for computer vision we are going to do. Now our today's objective. How we all are going to communicate during this weekend training. Okay. So initially, all queries all sections will be organized on Zoom network, meeting link. All sessions will be recorded and will be shared on Mentor Trello card. Okay, on Mentor notes and videos, Trello card पे आपके पास सारे videos available. Students in their own Trello cards. Okay, so every student within this deep learning group has its own card. So you're going to maintain a checklist of what all topics we have to cover. And once the topic is over, you have to mark your own checklist. Students will be uploading their assignments and tasks within their own card only. ठीक है, आप अपने ही कार्ड में अपलोड करेंगे जो भी आपके टास्क हैं, जो भी असाइनमेंट है. If you have a query, you have to upload if you have a query, you have to post a query on your own card and you can tag the mentor using @Devanshu. Okay. So if you have a query, you have to post your query on your own card and you can tag the mentor using @Devanshu Shukla. That's my handle on Trello. Okay, but try to post your queries within your own card only. That will be easy for me to follow. At the top right corner on my screen, I have a notification window. And in this notification window, I get to know all the queries, whatever anyone asks. So as soon as I get to have that query, one of my team member is going to reach out to you and will help you solve the problem out. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. One more thing you all need to do. Once you are invited on this board, you have to open your own Trello card. Once you open your own Trello card, you have to add yourself as a member to this card. So you have to quickly type in your email ID. Let's say I'm registered with admin@hackvida.in. So as soon as I type in my email ID and I'm invited to this board, I can quickly add myself onto the board. So आप लोगों को अपने आप को अपने कार्ड के अंदर ऐड करना है. So Keshav Kumar is going to add himself in the card. Okay. So Keshav Kumar, as soon as you are added to the card, you can quickly add yourself onto the card. And similarly, the same goes for all the other participants, those who are connected. Suman Kumar, Harshit Setia, Sagar Namdev, Shlok Srivastav, Shubham Chaudhary, Triveni Shivre, and all the other students, those who are available. Okay, clear? आप लोग सेशन क्या है? अच्छा, your name? Vitali. Achha, you are from cyber security. Okay, here. So you all have to add yourself as a member. So as I can see, Harshit has added himself along with Harshit Setia does not belong to this card, I believe. He is from cyber security. Harshit Setia. I think he is from data science. Okay, so बाकी जो participants हैं अपने आप को आप लोग ऐड कर लीजिएगा. Like the way I have Shashank Mangal added over here. तो आप लोग अपने आप को ऐड कर लीजिए अपने अपने कार्ड्स के ऊपर. So once you're done, okay, till now any queries, anyone? Okay, so you all have to add yourself. Once you guys are done, we'll proceed next. So initially, one of the most important things which you all have to understand, and that is Agile software development methodology. For deep learning products development, okay. So there are 4 important things. The first part is objectives of Agile methodology. So the objective is you need to develop a user satisfactory product. Okay, you have to design a user satisfactory product, and this is the objective of using an Agile methodology. And there are certain ways you can do that. What are the certain ways? First, I would like to quickly show you a video for that, and then we'll proceed with the discussion. So during this complete program, you're going to follow agility so that at the end, whenever you're going to have a deep learning product ready, it's going to be a user satisfactory product and it should be accessible to all the people. Okay, clear till here, everyone. अभी तक कोई questions हैं please पूछें. Anybody any questions? Chetan, Sagar, Shlok, Shubham. Suman, Trivedi. And I think there are a couple of participants missing. Let me just quickly speak to them. Okay, so now I'll take you to Agile software methodology. And let me just quickly show you how we use Agile in order to come up with user satisfactory product. Okay, so here, as far as agility is concerned, there are certain principles which you need to follow when we start with Agile software development methodology. And let me quickly introduce a few of them with you. Okay, so let's have a look. What is Agile overview? Let's have a look.
In this video, I'll discuss the Agile software development methodology. The Agile software development process is an iterative model for developing software in incremental batches. So rather than wait until an entire product is completed,
Okay, let me just quickly confirm. Is the audio audible? Okay, great. So I have one more initial video which I have to share first, and then we'll come to this backlog. Just give me a moment. Let me just quickly connect back again. Okay, guys, here. So as you all have started this training, first of all, you have to understand we are working towards IT skills major discipline. Within IT skills, there is a sub-discipline known as data and databases. But before data and databases, we need to explore software design and development methodology, which is Agile, and then we'll come to data and databases so that we can make advanced deep learning products on it. So the first part is you have to get started with Agile development. And under Agile development, I'm going to share the basic overview of what Agile practices are and how we have to get started with Agile software development. So under Agile software development, there are a few things which comes in. The first part is an introduction to Agile software development, the methodologies which are being followed. In industry, majorly Scrum is being followed. So let's say, अगर कल आप एक product बनाना शुरू करते हैं, consider this product is a credit card fraud detection product. So इस product को बनाने के लिए you will be working with a team, with a financial, with a fintech organization. Consider American Express. So American Express follow Scrum Agile software development methodology, and whatever machine learning or deep learning products you will be designing in, you have to follow Scrum so that you can communicate to their team, and the software product which you are designing in is going to be, at the end, it's going to be a satisfactory product for American Express, and you're going to get your payout out of it. So this has to be done. Then how planning is done for the software development, how it is managed and how it is tested, all those things you need to understand. Now, in order to quickly get started with this, I would like to give you a quick overview of what it is and how we are going to use it during our training program. So once we all are clear with the process, then we will be able to implement the concepts well. And at the end, we will be able to reap out great results by having an appropriate product on deep learning. Is that clear? Okay, now, so what we'll do, we'll go towards tables of content. And first of all, I would like to quickly show you history of Agile software development. Okay, we'll go here, we'll start from here.
In this video, we're going to look at an overview of Agile software development and describe what Agile software development is and its history. So Agile software development is a type of project management.
Okay, so initially, first thing is Agile software development is something like project management. You're going to get started with a big project, which is going to be a deep learning project. And how you're going to manage that deep learning project, this is what you're going to learn using agility first. Initially, once you are done with how the project will be managed, you will be able to design a better product at the end.
And obviously, software development is a broad field, but Agile development in particular helps to work with process improvements within the software development lifecycle. It can definitely help with software development application, and it does that through Agile project management. So a little history of Agile project management. Agile project management can be traced back to 1957.
Okay, so as you all can see, Agile project management has started since 1957. Until 2017, it is available in existence, and there are so many models of agility which are available, and every individual company with individual types of strategies they try to implement depending on different kind of products they are working on, and the team communicate with each other so as to have a user satisfactory product developed at the end. Okay, so let's see here.
And that would give us a rudimentary start to project management. And that was when software developers were working and developing software for IBM and Motorola. They kind of came up with this idea of a model of developing software. And they came up with this model to combat an existing model, the waterfall model.
Okay, so now you can see, if I talk about the basic startup or any company, like a small scale company who does not follow any approach for software development, let's consider there is a small firm consider एक website development की company है. Okay, let's say there is a website development company. So what generally happens is website development company के पास कभी भी हम order देने के लिए जाते हैं. So what he will do, वो हमसे starting में पूछ लेता है कि ठीक है बता दो, एक document दे दो कि क्या क्या बनवाना है. ठीक है, वेबसाइट में whatever we want, we have to give him a document कि ठीक है, this is the requirements are. You can also call it as a requirement document. Suppose that after requirement document, he let us know there is a contract negotiation. Contract negotiation होता है, यानी कि मैं आपके लिए इतने पैसे में ये प्रोडक्ट बना दूंगा. कंसीडर मैं 10,000 रुपए या 50,000 रुपए या 50 लाख रुपए में ये प्रोडक्ट बना दूंगा. एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नेगोशिएशन हो जाता है. कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नेगोशिएशन होने के बाद जैसे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फाइनल हो जाता है, जो कंपनी होती है वो हमें एक टाइम ड्यूरेशन प्रोवाइड करती है. प्रोजेक्ट विल बी डिलीवर्ड बाय लेट्स से बाय अ डेट, कंसीडर. ठीक है, तो ऐसा होता है कि ठीक है, नाउ द कंज्यूमर गोज बैक टू हिज होम और एल्स टू हिज प्लेस एंड द कंपनी स्टार्ट्स वर्किंग ऑन अ प्रोडक्ट. कंपनी अपना प्रोडक्ट बनाना शुरू कर देती है एंड एट द एंड व्हाट हैपेंस, इट ट्राइज टू डिलीवर द प्रोडक्ट बैक टू द कंज्यूमर. ओके, सो अब मान लो कुछ भी अब्बा डब्बा जब्बा कितना भी टाइम ड्यूरेशन उसने काम किया. नाउ व्हाट कंपनी एट द एंड सेज, ही सेज ओके योर प्रोडक्ट इज रेडी एंड नाउ यू कैन इवैल्यूएट. ओके, इन दिस केस व्हाट मे हैपन, मान लो जो फाइनल प्रोडक्ट मिला एक यूजर को एंड यूजर वाज नॉट हैप्पी फ्रॉम द प्रोडक्ट, बिकॉज इस पूरे डेवलपमेंट फेज में यूजर को कुछ आइडिया नहीं लगा कि वो क्या बना रहे हैं, किस तरीके से बना रहे हैं. देयर इज नो रिव्यू व्हिच हैज बीन टेकन फ्रॉम द कंज्यूमर. सो नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस, एट द एंड इट मे बी पॉसिबल दैट यूजर मे नॉट बी सैटिस्फाइड विद द प्रोडक्ट व्हिच इज बीइंग डिलीवर्ड. सो अगर सैटिस्फैक्टरी प्रोडक्ट नहीं होगा तो यूजर विल नॉट बी हैप्पी एंड ही विल फील लाइक ठीक है मैंने एडवांस तो दे दिया लेकिन बाकी पैसा मैं नहीं दूंगा. उसी तरह जो वेबसाइट डेवलपमेंट वाली कंपनी है वो ये कह सकती है कि यार नहीं हमने तो बहुत मेहनत करी है, हमने तो प्रोडक्ट पूरा बनाया, अब आपको तो हमें पैसा देना ही पड़ेगा. ठीक है, so now there is going to be a tussle between the consumer and the developer. So what with waterfall model, since you all can see the stages was like कि एक बार price negotiation हो गया, एक बार contract negotiation हो गया, so there was no backlogging facility available. पुरानी स्टेज पे जाके हम उसको ठीक करने का उसमें ऑप्शन नहीं था. So waterfall was avoided. So this model has been rejected because this model was being followed by a lot of small scale organizations, but it was not capable of delivering a satisfactory product. Okay. Hence, agile software development came into existence. And what agile is, now you're going to understand that. Okay, is that clear?
Developing and for project managing software development. Now, the waterfall model had been around, and it was the prevailing form of project management at the time. And it is generally loosely affiliated with the idea of Gantt charts and layouts of
यहाँ पे आप देखो, अब यहाँ पे ऐसे ही होता है. पुराने वाटरफॉल में क्या हुआ, 1 से 2 हफ्ते में हमने रिसर्च किया, फिर हमने साथ में डिजाइन करना शुरू किया, फिर हमने लेआउट बनाए, फिर हमने प्रोडक्ट डेवलप किया और हमने प्रोडक्ट को अपलोड करके फिनिश करके दे दिया कंज्यूमर को. मान लो कंज्यूमर हैप्पी है ही नहीं इस प्रोडक्ट से. So there is no case कि ये बंदा दोबारा रिसर्च करे, दोबारा डिजाइन करे, दोबारा लेआउट बनाए and he goes into discussion. So the thing is, अगर आप agility follow करते हो तो consumer will always be involved in all the stages, directly or indirectly. Okay, and he will be able to give his comments. ठीक है, research phase complete होने के बाद he'll get to know ठीक है, okay, you are going on the right track. डिजाइन होने के बाद लेआउट फाइंड आउट आइडेंटिफाई होने के बाद इट कैन बी पॉसिबल, ही कैन से ओके आई एम हैप्पी विद द लेआउट एंड यू कैन कंटिन्यू विद द प्रोडक्ट. यू कैन गो टू द नेक्स्ट स्टेज ऑफ डेवलपिंग इट, अपलोडिंग इट एंड फिनिशिंग इट. ओके, सो हेंस वी नीड agile software development methodology so as to develop a nice product. That's how
tasks that need to be done at certain points in the project in order for the project to move forward. So generally the waterfall model didn't leave much room for error, and it was pretty heavily micromanaged in order to make sure that the processes and the steps in the waterfall were met correctly. So it was identified that definitely more flexibility was needed in the software development process because software developers were kind of at their wits' end in terms of what was happening with this waterfall model. So some more versatile approaches were introduced in the 1990s, and those include things like dynamic systems development method, DSDM, XP, extreme programming, the Scrum methodology, and feature.
Okay, so here are these 4 important methodologies which are being used. So in the industry, when it comes to Agile, the first one is dynamic systems development method. The second one is Scrum methodology, which is mostly used. Third is feature-driven development. And fourth is extreme programming for a small team. So let's say if you are working in a startup and if you are a competitive coder, you will be working using this methodology of extreme programming. But in case if you're working in a large company, okay, consider a big company like Microsoft or Google or American Express, you will be able to use Scrum methodologies and you will be able to design a user satisfactory product. Okay. Apart from that, there are 2 more: dynamic systems development method and feature driven development. These are 4 types of agile software development methodologies. But there are 2 methodologies which you can consider initially. The first methodology which you all can consider could be extreme programming, as well as the second which you can consider is Scrum methodology. So अगर आप किसी बड़ी कंपनी में जाके काम कर रहे हो, स्क्रम आप फॉलो करेंगे. अगर आप एक छोटा स्टार्टअप हैं या 3-4 लोगों की टीम है wherein you have to perform competitive coding, then you have to follow extreme programming. Okay, like when Facebook started, they followed the approach of extreme programming, but as soon as the company got big, they switched their approach to Scrum methodology. Okay, now
driven development, which is known as FDD. So those were some of the lightweight and versatile project management systems or approaches that were brought into software development in the 90s. And those new approaches that happened in the 90s are all, even though they existed before Agile, they are now considered to be part of the Agile Manifesto. So what is the Agile Manifesto? Well, the Agile Manifesto was something that was introduced in 2001. And at that time, a number of individuals met to work through a solution to the problems that they were having. And it was basically to come up with an alternative software development process and something different than what had been existing in the world up until that point. So what happened, the outcome of that meeting of these individuals.
So what happened, there were individual developers working in 1990s. So they started meeting and they started discussion that how and what approach or what process we all should follow so that at the end, whenever we deliver a product, it's going to be a user satisfactory product. So the result of that meeting was they came up with an Agile Manifesto. And there were 4 stages into this. The stage 1 was something like you should have a collaborative discussion over the tools. You should work out more on processes other than the documentation. You should be able to consider user changes. In case if a user says that this change has to be done, then definitely you should consider it and you should work out on that change so that at the end, whatever product is made, it's going to be a user satisfactory product. So there were certain discussions happened and the 4 important points are as follows.
Was this manifesto for Agile software development. And that manifesto for Agile software development was basically 7 pages long and it consisted of 4 core concepts.
There are 4 major concepts and the 4 core concepts are as follows.
And those concepts were individuals and interactions over process and tools.
Okay, so this is the first one. This means so there should be a team interaction over processes and tools. So all the members, those who are working on a project, they should be able to communicate with each other. They should understand what all tools we are going to use. And once we all get to know, okay, this is the tool which we are going to use, we will be able to develop a nice product. Okay. So if we follow this stage 1 or concept 1 in deep learning curriculum, the first thing which we are going to do is we have to interact over processes and tools. So the process which we are going to use, it's going to be agile software development. Okay. So this is going to be the first part. And the second part, the tools which we are going to use. First, we are going to use Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook on Google Colab. We are going to use Jupyter Notebook on Google Colab, which will offer us Python 3.7 or any of the updated version. Followed by, we are going to use Data Science Studio. Okay, so as to quickly export. Then there will be other things which we will be using in for web design, application design. We are going to use brackets IDE. Brackets IDE हम use करेंगे for deploying and development of various websites which will be integrated with our deep learning model. Then you will be using PuTTY tools for SSH access on cloud server. We are going to use AWS, Amazon Web Services, or else we can also use GCP, Google Cloud Platform. GCP stands for Google Cloud Platform. Any of the two we will be using. Most probably we will be using Amazon Web Services. So these are the tools and processes which we will be using during this training program. Okay, is that clear to everyone? I hope this is clear to everyone. Any questions till now? Please let me know on chat. So this is the first core concept, and it says there should be an interactive discussion among team members over processes and tools. So this stage is known as interaction between team members over processes and tools. Okay. Second option, working software over comprehensive documentation. Working software over comprehensive documentation. This is the second stage. And you're going to see that here.
Working software over comprehensive documentation.
Okay, so this is the second part. So what you all should do, whenever you get started with designing a new product, you should not work much over the documentation. A few synopsis kind of stuff is fine, just to have an idea that what product you're going to design in with certain keywords and basics, some description you can define. But every process should not be accounted. Every process should be a part of consumer collaboration and interaction. So you should be interacting with the consumer, you should be writing your test cases, and you should be able to design that product so that the customer will get to know what kind of product he would like to have. Okay. And this is the right approach. You should always believe towards delivering a product, delivering a prototype software or a POC for the requirement instead of a rigorous documentation. Okay, this is the second part. So whenever we have to start something like, let's say, if I say we have to write a product on brain tumor segmentation. So what we'll do, we'll take a couple of images for brain MRI scan, and we are going to test that with convolutional neural network or recurrent neural network. And finally, we are going to test the outcome. So if that approach works, then we'll get to know, okay, this is fine. We can use CNN and RNN, and we will be able to work out in making a deep learning product in a nice way. Is that clear? And finally, there is a third stage. Let's quickly continue over there.
Customer collaboration over contract negotiation.
Okay. Now this stage is also very important. This is known as you should have customer collaboration after contract negotiation. Initially waterfall model या genuine model में क्या होता था? जैसे ही एक बार customer के साथ contract sign हो गया, अब customer चला गया अपने घर. He doesn't care what is happening. He just want a nice product. But this does not work in the real-time industry. Okay, customer has to be always available in the process. There should be a collaboration from the consumer side also, so that the product which is going to be developed is going to be a user satisfactory product, and the team will get to know that what has to be designed, and the consumer will also get to know what he requires or what he needs. Okay, so there should be a mandatory consumer collaboration. He should be available on the platform wherein a communication can happen, okay, between the team and between the consumer, so that the end product is going to be a finest product. Clear? Clear, everyone? Okay, now let's see. Now let's go to the final stage. And the final stage is
and responding to change over following a plan. So those were the concepts that they came up with.
okay. The fourth option is responding to change. Okay.
To help with improving the software development process.
So the fourth option is responding to change. So in case if you have designed a product and the customer is requesting for certain change, then you should be accepting the change and you should work out on that model so that the request is accepted. वरना मोस्टली क्या होता है इंडस्ट्री में, इट इज फेल्ट लाइक कि जब कंज्यूमर बोलता है कि यार ऐसा है कि इस फीचर को ऐसा बना दो, तो डेवलपर बोलता है अरे ऐसे थोड़ी होता है, तुमको तो पता ही नहीं है, ऐसे नहीं होता है. सो दैट गिव्स अ वेरी बैड इम्पैक्ट ऑन द कंज्यूमर, क्योंकि डेवलपर स्टार्टिंग में ऐसा नहीं बोलता कंज्यूमर को. स्टार्टिंग में तो बोलता है हाँ हाँ सर हम सब कर देंगे, वो बोलता है अच्छा ये कर दोगे, हाँ कर देंगे, वो कर दोगे, हाँ सब कर देंगे. बट एट द एंड व्हेन इट कम्स टू डिलीवरी ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट, ही सेज कि नहीं नहीं तुमको कुछ पता नहीं है, ऐसे ही होता है, यही ले जाना पड़ेगा तुम्हें सामान. So that does not work well with the user satisfaction. And agility ensures that whenever you are going to deliver a product, it's going to be a user satisfactory product. Okay. So isliye we should always be ready to support the change. Is that clear? So these are the 4 important stages. The first one is team interaction over processes and tools. Second one is working software over rigorous documentation. Third is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. And fourth is responding to change. Okay, ये 4 core concepts हैं for agility which you all have to follow in order to get started with designing a product with deep learning. Clear? Clear, everyone? Nice. Any questions, anyone, till now? Any questions, anyone, till now? If you need to ask any question, I'll be happy to answer. So just to ensure the 4 steps. First is team interaction over processes and tools. Second is working software over documentation. Third is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Fourth, responding to change. Is that clear? Now, I'll show you an example. So I'll quickly show you an example of how this is done. Let's say I have a lot of boards available over here. So how do we deal with customer collaboration? Okay, so Trello is a very nice example which you all can use in order to quickly get started with various projects, as well as you can have this team collaboration, as well as you can have the consumer collaboration. So if you all can observe here, for team collaboration, I have this board. Okay, I have this board of interns group. मान लीजिए आप सभी मेरे टीम मेंबर्स हैं जो कि डीप लर्निंग का प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन करेंगे. अब हमारे पास मल्टीपल टीम्स हैं एक पर्टिकुलर कंपनी के अंदर. मान लो डीप लर्निंग की टीम में हमारे पास सात लोग हैं जो डीप लर्निंग के ऊपर प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हैं. So this is an internal team board wherein we will be discussing our initial task list, that what all we are going to design, what all we are going to do. So initially let's say I'm going to take the document and I'm going to make a checklist out of it. So let's say I'm going to go for deep learning for CNN and RNN. Let's say this is going to be something which we are going to create. Okay, consider this is our task, and all these modules I need to cover during development of a product. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll go to my checklist here. I'll go to my team note and I'll have a checklist here. And this is going to be my deep learning checklist. Okay, and I'm going to paste all the items here. So it could have been better कि मैं इसको थोड़े से अलग-अलग अगर फॉर्मेट पे दे दूं तो ऑटोमेटिकली ये सारे अलग-अलग बन के आ जाएंगे मेरे पास with respect to every specific module. तो ये आप लोगों को अलग करने पड़ेंगे, ठीक है? मतलब if we have a list, you can consider if you have a list, you can quickly create a checklist easily, and I'll show you how we can do that. Let me just quickly delete it from here. I'll just push it here. Okay, एक सिंपल सा बना लेता हूँ पहले. Let's say मेरे पास 4 कॉमन चेकलिस्ट हैं. आप लोगों को ये अपने करिकुलम के हिसाब से पूरा चेकलिस्ट आप लोगों को बना लेना है. So let's say the first is going to be introduction to artificial intelligence, introduction to computer vision, and let's say third is the conclusion for this. Okay, overview. So here, let's say ये मैंने copy कर लिया अपने, and if I go to my checklist, you can add an item here, you can paste all the elements, and you can add. So automatically तीनों checklist आपके पास बन जाएंगे. ठीक है, जितने भी आपके पास features. So once you're done with the stuff, you will be able to write that. So we'll get to know, okay, we have completed till this stage, and what all other tasks we have to complete. Okay? So this is going to be a team board. Similarly, we have a board for consumer as well, wherein we collaborate with the consumer. So all the people, let's say this is the project which I am doing on brain segmentation. Let's say, okay. So on brain segmentation, there's a project which we have to perform. So let's say this project started, and I'll take you to the very first meet for the product. Let's say we started this product here. Okay. So let's say on 7th June, we collaborated with the consumer and we have brought him on board. So we said, okay, we are going to get started with a product, wherein we said on 7th August, we had a deal. We created an account for the consumer. Then we had a contract that, okay, first we are going to have this payment, then we are going to have an advance payment in this month, then 2 objectives are going to be given, then we are going to take the other payment like this. So this is contract negotiation. Post-contract negotiation. So now there is a discussion started with the person, with all the product, with all the discussion, with what all things has to be done, what all we are going to consider. So this is the research part which we are doing in. Post-research part, we had a discussion, okay, this is something which we have to do, okay, I am not available. So there is a complete communication with the consumer. So the consumer is happy about it, okay, fine, everything is going on in the right direction and the work is being done. So consumer need not follow the company regularly. And similarly, the company also need not follow the consumer regularly. Whatever communication, whatever collaboration is required in order to have a satisfactory product, it is going to have a complete discussion between both the parties. Okay, can you see that? So similarly, there are certain things which happen. So this is how you need to manage. And all these can be private boards, so that only end-to-end company is responsible with whatever communication and whatever product has to be designed. Along with, I'll show you another project wherein some more detailed things are being available. So let's, I have another project on context aware. Okay, let's say here is the product. So over this, post the discussions part, there are a lot of attachments, a lot of things which has been discussed. So consider एक यहाँ पे एक project है which has been done, which follows certain machine learning concepts और क्या फ्लो होगा प्रोजेक्ट का, क्या उसके प्रोजेक्ट के आउटकम होंगे, ठीक है। सो क्या क्या हमने रिजल्ट्स मिले हैं हमें एनालिसिस करने के बाद में, क्या हमारी कंफ्यूजन मैट्रिक्स बनी है। तो all kind of discussions, everything is actually handled like this here, so that the consumer gets to know in what process the company is moving in, and how am I going to get a satisfactory product out of this company. So if we have an appropriate approach for development, then we are going to have a nice product and a ready product delivered. Okay, is that clear to everyone? Concept is clear to all. Shubham, Sagar, Shlok, Suman Kumar, Chetan, Triveni, I hope this is clear to all of you. If you have any questions, you can please ask me as of now. Okay, great. Nice. So I believe there is no lag in my voice as well, and I'm audible properly to everyone. Great. So now you are clear with the concept of how agility has to be followed and how we are going to get started with this product design. Now I'm taking you to the next segment. For deep learning. Okay. So what all we are going to cover? Let's quickly start from the initial, how we are going to set up our libraries, how we are going to use them, how we are going to install it over the server, over Google Collaboratory. We are going to have that discussion. Okay. So we are starting with deep learning for CNN and RNN. Okay, let's launch it. So you're going to get all the documentation and everything, whatever we will be using it. So I'll share everything with you. So here we are going to have this as a reference for this training program over artificial intelligence and deep neural networks. So what we are going to do, initially you are going to start with artificial intelligence and computer vision. So you are going to have an overview of what AI is and what all we can do with artificial intelligence. So AI, as you all know, artificial intelligence is something like a brain, okay? Wherein you have an intelligence in the brain, and with other technologies like machine learning, you can decide well. With deep learning, you can see well. You will be able to use it for computer vision. With robotics, you will be able to perform your actions well. With planning, scheduling, optimizations, you will be able to have an optimal solution for an event which occurred, and you can have the most reaction on it. You can perform the better or the best action over it. So there are certain things which you are going to observe and which you are going to do. Okay. So if you can see here, just to have a quick overview of what it is. So as you all can see, AI and its applications in day-to-day life has seen remarkable evolution in the past. And how do we observe this? ये 3 से 5 साल में क्या चीज हुई है? For this, what we do, we follow a Gartner hype cycle. Okay. So I hope I have already told you guys about Gartner hype cycle. If you are new to Gartner hype cycle, you can quickly search for Gartner hype cycle 2019 for technology trends. Okay. You can quickly search for emerging trends. Okay, here. So you can quickly go for the images, and over the Gartner website, you will be able to observe what all new technologies are coming in for the year 2018-19. So suppose, let's say we'll go with this for 2018 or 19. And this is also available on Gartner's website also. I'm going to share the direct link to this image. So you all can quickly access the link here. Okay, hype cycle for emerging technologies in 2018 or 19. So we see AI has seen a remarkable change in 3 to 5 years. Whenever it comes to product development and designing, what we always follow Gartner's hype cycle. What Gartner hype cycles are able to give us, they have actually plotted a graph between expectations from a technology and with respect to time, what is the increase in expectations of the technology. So every technology with time, there are 5 stages of expectations which is being followed. Now the first expectation with the technology increase as soon as new technology is introduced. As soon as an innovation trigger happens, जैसे ही कोई नई टेक्नोलॉजी आती है, आप ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हैं उस टेक्नोलॉजी में हमेशा एक्सपेक्टेशंस बढ़ती हैं. समय के साथ साथ एक्सपेक्टेशंस राइज फ्रॉम दैट टेक्नोलॉजी. So from innovation trigger to the peak of inflated expectation. This is the peak of inflated expectation. And this is actually observed here. Peak of inflated expectations. कि आपकी टेक्नोलॉजी इस समय पीक पे है. As of now, if you can see, post peak, once the research is being done, जब हमारे पास failure outcomes और positive outcomes दोनों identify हो जाते हैं, then there is a fall in technology with respect to expectations. Okay, and this is known as throw of disillusionment. Now, post this throw of disillusionment, we get to know कि technology कौन से positive sections में काम कर सकती है, कौन से sections में fail हो सकती है. So we again develop that expectation so that we can make maximum profit out of the technology. And this profitable stage of any technology is known as plateau of productivity. So I will tell you, whenever a company starts building a product, the company always try to identify those technologies and those products which have already reached plateau of productivity. ठीक है, ये बात समझ में आ रही है आप लोगों को? कंपनीज प्रोडक्ट बनाना कब शुरू करती हैं? वो प्रोडक्ट बनाना तब शुरू करते हैं जब आपकी टेक्नोलॉजी प्लेटो ऑफ प्रोडक्टिविटी पे पहुंच जाती है. क्लियर? इज इट क्लियर टू एवरीवन? You can let me know on chat if am I audible and if you have got this clear till here. So what you all have to observe. सबसे पहले आप लोगों को ये ऑब्जर्व करना है कि आपकी टेक्नोलॉजी प्लेटो ऑफ प्रोडक्टिविटी पे कब पहुंचेगी. ओके, सो इफ यू विल स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन अ टेक्नोलॉजी which will be reaching to plateau of productivity when you will be reaching the market, so you will get to know कि कितना टाइम है और क्या प्रोडक्ट आप डिजाइन कर सकते हैं so that the product becomes a profitable product. So if you can see, if I would like to make a product, I would like to make a product on technologies which either would be reaching plateau of productivity in less than 2 years or from 2 to 5 years. तो 2018 से कौन सी टेक्नोलॉजीज हैं जो 2 साल में प्लेटो ऑफ प्रोडक्टिविटी पे पहुंच सकती हैं? आपके वर्चुअल असिस्टेंट्स जिनको हम चैटबॉट्स बोलते हैं. आज की डेट में आप देख सकते हो चैटबॉट्स आर वेरी पॉपुलर. Second is deep learning, which you guys have already started. So deep learning is a technology which will be reaching to plateau of productivity in 2020. Current state is deep learning technology is at the highest peak. Okay, बिल्कुल highest peak पे है जहाँ पे most expectations are done with deep learning technology, and within 2 years it will be reaching to plateau of productivity by 2020. So it's high time you guys started working on deep learning, deep neural networks. Along with, we have deep neural networks, ASICs, and 5G. Okay, these are certain technologies which will be reaching to plateau of productivity in 2 years. So it's high time if you guys are working on these technologies, you are going to get a lot of revenue return out of the product which you will be designing in. And post that for learning. So the next thing which you guys should start learning, for learning, you should be working on these concepts. These will be for the learning. For learning, you can start with augmented reality. You can start with mixed reality. You can start with connected homes. You can also work on technologies like blockchain. Okay. Then you can have technologies like IoT platforms, carbon nanotubes, digital twins, and all these technologies you can start learning. You can have your focus towards in which direction I have to move. I have to start learning these technologies because they will be reaching to plateau of productivity in 5 to 10 years. And currently, I should be working on deep learning because it will be reaching to plateau of productivity on 2020. Is that clear? Have you guys understood this graph? Was it meaningful to all of you? Okay, nice, great. So now you all can see. So we are working on the technology deep learning, deep neural networks, which is reaching to plateau of productivity this year, 2020, and it is the most highest technology which is quite high in demand as of now, and it is the highest expectations are from this technology deep learning. Okay, so अब देखते हैं what next we are going to do further. Okay, so from here, let's quickly reach out to the next concept, wherein we'll proceed towards installation and the other stuff with convolutional neural networks, what we need. Okay, the setup process. So how many of you are using Windows operating system? How many of you are using Linux operating system? And how many of you are using Mac operating system? You can quickly let me know on chat box. Moreover, what we can do, we all will be able to work out on Google Collaboratory, which is connected with Google Compute Engine backend. So there won't be any problem of executing things because we will be using cloud at the end. But just for the sake of completeness, I would like to tell you कि आप लोगों के installation process में क्या-क्या चीजें important हैं for convolutional neural networks. So we will be using OpenCV library for that, and I want you all to have that ready on your machine. Okay, so here is a quick process. Okay, so all the participants, those who are using Windows operating system, you can install OpenCV for Windows. First of all, you need to download Python for Windows operating system. I'll quickly give you a link to that. Okay, I hope you all have Python available on your machine. It would be glad if you want to have a local setup ready. You can do that. You can download Python programming from here. Windows 3.7 or 3.8, any of the latest version of Windows you can quickly take up. Okay, check the computer operating system. कितने बिट का ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम है आपका, वो चेक करने के लिए आप माई कंप्यूटर पे जा सकते हैं. You can go to my computer and you can go to properties just to make sure what is the bit of your operating system. So if you have a 64-bit operating system, I believe mostly everybody will be having a 64-bit operating system. So you have to download Python 3.7 or 3.8 for 64-bit, or else you can also grab a copy of 32-bit also, in case if you have a 32-bit operating system. Okay. Now, once you're done with that, you can start installation and you can get started with customized installation. So when it starts installing Python on your machine, you have to select customize installation. In customized installation, you have to select a few operations like advanced options आपको enable कर देने हैं. So here I would like to show you the advanced options which you all have to enable. So just to make sure, when you start installation of Python, you can install it for all users, associate files with Python. You can create shortcuts for installed applications. You can add Python to the environment variable. So this is important so that Python will be accessible from all the location on your Windows machine. You can pre-compile the standard library so that you can quickly execute your Python codes quickly. And you can customize the location where you want to install Python. So it could be anywhere you like, within your C drive, within any specific directory if you want to save. You can save it anywhere on your machine depending on the space available. But make sure that you have added it to the environment variables. So if you have added it to the environment variables, then you will be able to access your Python from anywhere. Okay, is that clear to everyone? So once you are ready with the customized installation, you can proceed towards installation of OpenCV2 on local machine. On Linux machines, it's very easy. So we will be using both the machines. Whenever it's required, you can use Windows. Whenever it's required, you can use Jupyter Notebook, Collaboratory, or any other product. So in case if you're working with a confidential product, you always need to have your own machine setup ready. But in case if you're working on any public product, which you do not care if the source code gets shared with Google, so you can always use Jupyter Notebook. Okay. So once you guys are done, so once you are done with this process, you can set up, and once your setup is successful, you are going to get a success message. Then what you can do, you can go to Python, you can go to command prompt, and you can quickly test whether Python is installed on your machine. Okay, so what I can do on my Windows machine, I'll go to command prompt.exe. You all can also open command prompt, and you can check, is Python installed? So yes, on my machine, Python is installed using Anaconda Navigator. So there is another option also available. You can download Python with Anaconda Navigator, but OpenCV installation is required. Okay, so as you all can see, Python is installed on my machine, and you need to confirm me if you all have Python installed on your local machine. Please confirm me on chat if you all have Python installed on your local machine, or else you can set up your Python with customized installation and then go set up. And once your setup is ready, you can quickly go to command prompt and you can check your Python version. So any version, Python 3.6, 3.7, 3.8 will work in the course. But it is highly recommended if you have 3.7 or 3.8 version. Because you will have all the latest APIs available in Python, and you will be able to make a lot of use of these libraries and APIs available. Okay, so everyone on chat, please confirm me if you are ready with Python installation. Great. I've got a message from Triveni. She's already done with installation of Python, and all others, please confirm me on chat. Already installed. Okay, great. Great, fine, fantastic. Okay, now let's see. Just for the sake of completeness, I need to discuss, because there may be a couple of students, those who may not know how Python has to be installed. but mostly this is an advanced course, so the students with knowledge of Python, with the knowledge of machine learning have joined it. But just for the sake of completeness, we're taking up all those things which are required. So second, what you need to do is NumPy you can install with pip installer in Python, as well as you need to have OpenCV installed. Okay. So for OpenCV installation, I'm sharing you a link, and let me just push you on chat. So in case if you want to install that for Windows, you can quickly download and install it from this Python libraries OpenCV from the repository uci.edu. Okay. And once you're done with the download, you can make use of pip install NumPy as well as pip install OpenCV Python. So in Python, you can make use of both the commands pip install NumPy as well as pip install OpenCV Python. Just you need to use this NumPy. Already the latest version is going to be installed. And for OpenCV Python, you just need to use pip install OpenCV Python and you're going to get the latest version installed. Okay. So once the installation is successful, we are going to import NumPy and CV2, which is our OpenCV library, and you can quickly check back the version. So similarly, this can be done with Python and this can be done with Linux, followed by any student who is working on Mac. So for Mac, you can install Python with Brew. You can check which Python version has been installed. Then you can use Brew tab Homebrew Science. Okay. And you can install NumPy. You can install OpenCV using Brew. Once you are done with installation of OpenCV and NumPy, then you can quickly test the versions, okay, under Mac operating system. So this is a complete process of installation of libraries on local machine as well as over your network over Mac or on Windows operating system or else on Linux. Now for Linux, we'll switch to collab.research.google.com. And I'm sharing this with all of you on chat. This is the URL, collab.research.google.com. This is going to be the tool which we are going to use. Okay. Tools for implementation of deep learning. We are going to get started with collab.research.google.com. So what is Google Collaboratory? Google offers you online Jupyter notebook over which you can write your Python script. You can write your codes for machine learning. You can create your deep learning models, as well as you can quickly export those models and you can integrate them with a web application, with a mobile application also. So Google Collaboratory is an online Jupyter notebook which can be easily used. It's free of cost available. And it offers you a lot of features with 12 GB RAM and 50 GB hard disk space, wherein you can upload your scripts and you can keep it handy. Automatically, your scripts are going to be saved on Drive. So naturally, it's accessible on cloud. You can access your project codes from anywhere in the world. Okay. Now, in order to start with Google Collaboratory, what we are going to do, we are going to quickly start with new Python 3 notebook. Okay. You all have to undergo new Python 3 notebook. Let's click on new Python 3 notebook. And you're going to start with a new script. Okay. So the first thing which we are going to do is set up OpenCV for deep learning. So this is going to be the library which we will be using in. So in Linux, in Jupyter Notebook or in Linux, whenever you have to execute a command from the prompt, you can always use, I'll write a command first, execute installation command on Linux using Jupyter. So you can use exclamation mark, and this exclamation mark will help you execute any statement in Python. So you can use pip install, and you can check back installation of NumPy, which is a mathematical library, which is quite important. It offers you n-dimensional arrays and a lot other mathematical equations, which will be used for making matrices wherein you're going to represent images and you're going to handle it like blobs, you're going to calculate Euclidean distances, you will be calculating similarity among images and a lot of other stuff. Okay, so NumPy is very important. You can quickly execute this. Once you execute, you can see that RAM and storage space will be allotted from Google Compute Engine backend to your Jupyter notebook. Okay, so now once we are connected, you can quickly see that we have got approximately 12.72 GB of disk and 48.97 GB of hard disk. So 13 GB of RAM and 50 GB of hard disk is available from Google Compute Engine backend with the version Python 3. Okay, so whatever codes you will be typing in, you will be uploading your codes on Jupyter Notebook and you will be executing it on Google Compute Engine backend. Okay, so as you all can see, I have tested NumPy. NumPy is already installed in Google Collaboratory. Okay. But in case if you don't have that installed, you can always use pip install NumPy, which is a mathematical library. How many of you are comfortable with NumPy here? Just let me know on chat. Confirm me on chat. All the people, those who are comfortable with NumPy. Okay. Someone said, okay, he's comfortable. Those who are not comfortable with NumPy, please let me know on chat. Okay, Sagar is not comfortable. Okay. We are going to address all these libraries as well. Shubham, okay. Okay, so you guys are done with Python installation, right? As well as you all got access to Google Collaboratory. Great. Now, we are going to get the next one. Okay, so you have got NumPy installed. Now you need to check the installation for OpenCV2. So you can quickly call OpenCV_Python. OpenCV is actually available for various languages. OpenCV library can be used with JavaScript, it can be used with Java, it can be used with C#, as well as it can be used with Python. So whenever you are going to install a package for OpenCV, you will be installing that for OpenCV Python. And once you run this command, so you can see that OpenCV Python is already installed, as well as it do require NumPy, and NumPy version is also available. So OpenCV library, what it does, it makes use of NumPy library because it performs a lot of mathematical operations on images. Okay, so both the libraries are available. Now, once you're done with that, now what you can do is you can quickly check if the libraries are available. Check if libraries are installed. Okay, so you can import NumPy as NP. You can import CV2. So what we do, we make use of import keyword to import a library, and we create an object of that library using as keyword. In the same way, you can automatically import a library directly also, and you can call all the functions using the name of that library. So both ways it works. So in the first way, we imported a library and we created an object. In the second way, we just imported the library and we are going to use it directly. So both ways you can access it. Is that clear? Now what you're going to do, let's quickly check the version of OpenCV. So there's a function known as print, which you can use in Python. Click on CV2, and you can quickly define we need to run this first. So let us run this first. Once you run this cell, you're going to get all the libraries imported. And now you can quickly check all the options which are available under CV2. So you can quickly check the built-ins, the cache, the document, and there are various other options available with CV2. Use it like this. Okay, so आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे. So you can check the specifications as well as you can check the version. There are so many information available under OpenCV, which you all can access. Okay, so what we are going to do, I'm going to use underscore and I'm going to use version. So this version is an attribute for OpenCV2 library. Okay, so the version which we are using for OpenCV2 is 3.4. Okay, similarly, let's call it as OpenCV version. Next, we will be using NumPy version. So you can call the object np dot underscore version, and you can quickly check the version attribute for NumPy library as well. So NumPy we are using 1.16.5. Okay, so you all can quickly test. You all can quickly test on your Jupyter notebook. Okay, is that clear? Everybody is clear with this concept? So I believe everybody has got access to Google Collaborate. You all got to know. Now, so you all are done with installation of OpenCV. Okay. Now let's see some quick basis of what computer vision is. Actually, you all understand what computer vision is. First, just for the sake of completeness, about the official definitions and certain basics of what computer vision could be, we're going to understand that. So, as you all can see, with this brief understanding of all related subfields of AI. So AI has various subfields which I have already discussed, and I would like to quickly name them a few so that you all will be able to identify. So AI actually includes machine learning, okay, which gives the decision-making approach. Post machine learning, you have robotics, which can perform actions. After robotics, you have natural language processing, so that a device can listen to natural languages and can process it. If a design can listen to natural languages and it can process it, then there should be an option it can speak back to the consumer. So there is another discipline which is known as speech. Once speech is done, the device should also be able to view, should also have a vision, okay, so that it can see what is happening in front of that device. Should have vision. And finally, in order to perform any such action, there should be planning, scheduling, and optimization. Planning, scheduling, and optimization. So these are the certain subfields of artificial intelligence. And broadly, our objective is to focus on a few. Our objective is to focus towards machine learning advanced, because when it comes to image classification, two important algorithms, convolutional neural network, recurrent neural network comes into existence. This is also known as deep learning initially over images. And this deep learning can effectively be used for the concepts of computer vision. Okay, wherein a computer can observe it with high accuracy. And there are so many case studies for that which can be done. Okay, now, so you're going to learn a lot of different concepts about computer vision under this course series using the libraries of OpenCV and Python. As you all can see, we have already used the most updated version of OpenCV and Python. So Python 3.8 we are using, OpenCV version 3.4.3 we are using, and NumPy version 1.16.3 we are using. And you all are clear about it. Okay. Now let's see what computer vision is. So computer vision is also referred as vision, is the recent cutting edge field within computer science that deals with enabling computers, devices, or machines in general to see, understand, interpret, or manipulate what is being seen. Okay. So a machine will be able to watch a content. It will be able to understand the semantics out of it, that what exactly that content is. It can interpret the actions depending on what it understands. And post interpretations, it can perform actions as well as it can manipulate the data. Okay. So all these 4 or 5 things you need to do. So to see something, you need to have a camera. That is fine. You can use a camera and you will be able to watch anything. But to understand, you should have the decision-making ability. To interpret, you should have a deep learning ability available. Then to manipulate, then to perform an action depending on what you are seeing. All these things requires intelligence. Okay. And intelligence can only be done once you have a pool of data, and you should be able to extract knowledge out of that data. I hope this is clear to everyone. So here, what we are going to do, we are going to capture a lot of images. Okay, this is going to act as data. Okay, we're going to capture a lot of images. And we are going to extract, let's call it as, we're going to extract knowledge out of it. Okay. And this knowledge is going to be used as an understanding. Okay. And knowledge will always be represented. Knowledge is represented with a mathematical or a scientific equation. Is that clear? So you're going to do this. You're going to capture a lot of images. You're going to extract knowledge. And once you get the knowledge, your knowledge is going to be represented with mathematical as well as scientific equations. So that's what computer vision is. So computer vision is also known as vision, wherein you will be able to see something, you'll be able to understand things out of it, you'll be able to interpret it, you will be able to manipulate the data, you will be able to perform certain actions depending on what you see. And this can be done with a process by capturing a lot of images and videos, and you're going to extract knowledge out of it. The knowledge which you will be extracting will be represented with a mathematical equation, and this mathematical equation has to be integrated into a software. And the software which you are going to prepare has to be developed using Agile, so that at the end, you will be able to have a customer satisfactory product. Clear to everyone? Okay. So I believe you got to know a lot of information today about what computer vision is, what libraries we are going to use, what is Agile software development methodology, how we are going to make use of Trello, all that stuff I believe you have got. Okay. Now you all have to do one thing. You have to share your email IDs on chat. You all have to share email IDs on chat with me so that I will be able to create your accounts. Okay. Now, so by the time you share your IDs with me, let me just quickly introduce you further concepts of computer vision here, which we have to consider in the official definition. So computer vision technology implements deep learning techniques, and in a few cases, it also employs natural language processing techniques. Okay. So this deep learning techniques and natural language processing techniques will always be applied in order to analyze text from the images. So let's say you have captured an image. In an image, you have extracted certain text content out. Once you have extracted the text content out, you should be able to analyze using NLP techniques that what is written over there. So with all the advancements of deep learning, building functions such as image classification, object detection, tracking, and image manipulation has become very simpler and more accurate, thus leading a way to exploring more complex autonomous applications such as self-driving cars, humanoids, and drones. Okay. So I would like to quickly show you a video about self-driving cars and what kind of things we will be able to actually design in once we are done with this training. So I'm taking you to an important video which I have already shared under our deep learning event. So here. And I would like you all to like facebook.com/hackwither, wherein we update all our latest information. So it would be too good if you guys reach to Hack with a page and if you can like that. Now here, we're going to go for deep learning for computer vision event. And I would like to quickly show you an image which I have, a video which I have recently posted on this group, on this event, which works on self-driving cars. Okay, so here is a video from Kartika AI. Kartika AI is a company which is working on autonomous vehicle designing. Okay, and what kind of product they are designing, and let's have a look. So we also can come up with these products. And Kartika AI is one company which is high in demand among the automobile developers. So companies like Range Rover, Toyota, they are hunting for applications like Kartika AI, which can be introduced into the driving cars, and a lot of information can be collected and captured, and it can be analyzed later. So self-driving cars is future, but initially also we can use computer vision in our cars, and we can identify a lot of elements. So how it can be done? Let's have a look. So here is a video for all of you.
The automotive industry is currently undergoing a revolutionary shift towards autonomous vehicles to make our roads safer, more energy efficient, and less congested. To achieve full autonomy, vehicles need to be equipped with powerful AI and computer vision systems.
Okay guys, so as you all can observe here, अभी आप लोग observe कर सकते हैं. Here, in this video, there is a car going on, and the car has a computer camera in front. Back side of the car में cameras तो हैं आज की डेट में, आप सभी लोग जानते हो. When you do a reverse gear, it tells you, okay, this is a nearby distance with the proximity, so you can stop your car now. But you can have a camera in the front end of the car as well, and you can see that certain detection are being done. So initially it is being detected that, okay, there is an automobile going on, there is an automobile going on. Okay, so kind of this, a car is trying to identify different kind of images. It's able to see up till a range, and it's able to identify, okay, an automobile is going on in front. Now what we can do, let's just proceed further with the video.
Kartika's patented technology solves
Okay, this is something very, very nice, which you all can observe. Let's say there is a central monitoring system. Okay, and in this central monitoring system, you can see a lot of monitoring is being done on various cars. Okay, so consider this as a central monitoring system, or else you can see, let's say there is a company. Let's say I'm here working for a certain organization and I'm monitoring all these cars from a central location. Okay, these cars are in autopilot mode. This is in an autonomous mode. Okay, so we can have an eye on various different cars and we can identify up till a long range that what all has been happening. Okay, what kind of information are being taken out among all different cars and what kind of vehicles are moving in. We can have a lot of information. Okay, let's see. Let's continue further.
many of the issues facing self-driving cars today. By translating video into light signature files, the Kartika AI can analyze and understand the vehicle's surroundings. Its precise perception and sensing platform lets the car fully comprehend its environment. The platform recognizes a wide array of fine-grained concepts, including pedestrians, bikes and motorcycles, trucks and buses, behavioral states, and much more. As the unsupervised AI learns to recognize objects in detail, it also learns the contextual occurrences and behavior patterns of those objects. The interaction and behavior of objects over time is observed and registered as an experience. These experiences are then...
Now you can see that. This is something very nice. So if I turn off the CC here, you can see that a car was standing and this car was able to identify, okay, there is an animal is in road and brake has to be applied in this specific case. Okay. So with deep learning, it identified using the libraries like ImageNet, you can identify a lot of images and you can identify what kind of product it is. And you can integrate that with camera so that you can quickly identify, okay, there is an animal going on, and if there is an animal or if there is no continuous frequency of the automobiles moving, we have to apply the brakes. Okay. So we can have all those disciplines with deep learning concepts, and we can make a product which is going to be AI related. And with deep learning, you can design products with autonomous drones and autonomous driving vehicles, and all that stuff can be done. I hope you all are able to understand my point.
Used to anticipate the behavior of similar events in the future. The predictive...
Here you can see that. Now here, this is something very nice. So here there is a car standing and this car is being identified. Okay, with the image recognition, this is one image which is being identified. This is the second image which is identified. And using both of these images, what has been done, we have actually got to know that a school bus is standing and it is stopped and there are children crossing the road. So since the children are crossing the road, we can take a decision, like we can apply the brake over a car. So these kinds of decision-making skills can be integrated onto autonomous vehicles, wherein the technologies like deep learning are being used. And these are the current requirements. These are the current trends over which companies are working and industry is interested to buy products like this. So there is a lot of scope in deep learning if you start working on these kinds of segments. Okay. And these are pretty easy to observe and pretty easy to do. Okay. I hope this is clear to everyone. Please confirm me on chat if you all are clear about it.
The module goes beyond a description of the past and can understand how objects will behave, as well as what objects may enter the environment. In this example, the system predicts that the ball is likely to be followed by a person chasing after it, and the vehicle can respond accordingly. Kartika's AI software is hardware agnostic. It can be easily integrated into...
This is something, the standard implementation which you can do in a car and you can test. So you can have a handheld computer, a camera connected, and within the car, what you can do, you can quickly connect that with a laptop. Okay. And once you're connected with a laptop, you can easily run your deep learning technology over Jupyter Notebook on a local machine. So you will be able to fetch details from the camera, and you can work out in that option that how autonomous cars are working and how accurately I'm able to identify people which are coming from the front. So are you all getting an idea that how you can actually implement it in Jupyter Notebook, and how you can integrate that with the real-time camera, and how you can perform processing, okay, on real time or real kind of stages, and that could be like a lot of good things you can draw. Is that clear? Okay, so I've got a question. If bus has stayed from there from long time, and then how autonomous car let the child get out from that bus or not? So actually, yeah, the thing is this. So in case if a bus is standing in such a way wherein a gate can be identified, if a gate is open or if a gate is closed, so even if an object is standing, then there could be a threshold speed which can be identified by the car. Okay, if there is an object standing, so I should reduce my speed up till 30 or 20, and then I should pass through that road. So that can be done. So child may be available in it, child may be coming out of it. If the gate is closed with a threshold speed, the autonomous cab can identify that, okay, it has to pass easily through that passage. Okay, is that clear? So this is one thing which you all can actually do when you have to implement this. Post that, let's continue to the next part of this.
Existing architecture and operates with very low power consumption. No additional hardware or supercomputer is needed. Kartika's signatures can fuse data from multiple video sensors around the vehicle.
Through a spotlight camera.
Works in a driving car will produce value of that information platform, visual information.
And a lot of data can be collected.
Autonomous.
And once you get that data collected, you can perform analysis using AWS Cloud. So at the end, what we are going to do, we are going to make use of cameras. We are going to identify different type of objects. Once we are done with capturing all this data, we are going to put it on cloud, and we are going to perform machine learning algorithms over the data which we have collected using cloud platform, and we are going to perform that with highest accuracy. Okay. So that's all for the day over our first class on deep learning for computer vision. I hope you all understand the basics that we all will be using Trello, and for communication, then the objectives will be deep learning and machine learning, which we will be implementing for images and video analysis. Once we are done with that, we are going to make an end-to-end product deployed over cloud, and we will be integrating that end-to-end product deployed with a real-time solution, so that we can make products like Kartika AI and various other options which we will be exploring during the course. Okay. So guys, thank you so much for being available. That's all for the session. I will be stopping this video session now, and I'll share the video link on your Trello cards, and you're going to get access to the video quickly, and you can go and revise this video. Okay. And I'm going to add you all as a member on the Trello card, so that from the next session, whatever updates, whatever message I have to give it to you, I will push the message on mentor card, and you all will be notified. So there are two things you need to do. You need to be added as a member on project managers, mentor notes, and video card, as well as try to have Trello application on your mobile phone also. Okay. Once you have this Trello application on your mobile phone, as soon as I update any information, like a schedule of a class, or in case if I need to give you an assignment, or if I need to share any important piece of information anytime, I will be pushing that information on Trello, and you will be notified. So you will be able to access it as per your time. And mostly all the notifications which we share about the schedule of the classes, we share it through Trello. So you're not going to get messages on your WhatsApp, neither on your mails. We will be sharing all that information on Trello about your class schedule. So you all need to follow Trello daily. Okay. So try to have it in your mobile phone as well as you're going to get the notifications on your email also. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for being available. Now I'm sending you invites.